Hello and welcome to this edition of Top Employers 2022. I'm Morwick Pietersen. The Top Employers Institute researches the working conditions employers create for their people, including the extent to which they provide a great work environment, develop and nurture talent. Today we look at another top employer, Gautrain Management Agency. The Gautrain Management Agency has been certified as a top employer by the Top Employers Institute in January 2022. The Gautrain Management Agency has played a major role in the growth and transformation of Gautrain's economy. It sustains around 12,000 jobs each year through its supply chain and has spent over 4.4 billion rand on local materials, plant and equipment since 2012 through the Gautrain project. Joining me now is William Dachs, CEO of Gautrain. Thank you so much, William, for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks, Morwick. Good to join you.
Now, William, being a part of or participating rather in the Top Employers program it's really an honoured program to be a part of. Why was your participation in Top Employer important, and how does Top Employer certification fit into your broader people and culture strategy at Gautrain Management Agency?
Morwick, so we've put an enormous amount of time and effort at the GMA into our approach to human capital. If we look back 3-4 years ago, we were very much focused around sort of HC policies and procedures. And we tried a lot to move from a process or compliance-based HC system to what we call a value-driven system. But I think most importantly, from a top employer certification point of view, we wanted to benchmark ourselves. So yes, we've done the work, but how do we compare to international comparators? And are we up to scratch? Are we up to standard? The final reason that I was convinced we had to do and get top employer certification is, you can imagine, on a project like Gautrain, it's very important to show to our stakeholders and potential investors that we really do cover our bases in terms of our organizational arrangements and the way that we treat our human capital. So for us, this is a huge feather in our cap, but it's also a big challenge because we've got to sustain it and keep it going forward now.
Now, what are you particularly proud of in areas you were on par or above global best practice standards?
Yeah, so Top Employers certification is in six different areas and covers a whole range of metrics. And obviously, we made the grade in all of them, but the areas that I'm the most proud of are number one, our ethics and integrity. Especially being a public entity in South Africa, ethics and integrity is not synonymous with the public sector at the moment. And again, it reflects our effort that we've put into putting our value-based system front and foremost. So we've done a lot of work around that. Second one, of course, diversity and inclusion. We're very proud of the way that we as an organization embrace diversity and are very inclusive. And again, I think in the South African context, that's very, very important to us. The final sort of top scoring area in our assessment was our sustainability. And if you view that from a human capital point of view, it's about demonstrating that as an organization, we can look into the future and say we've got a flexible, agile, talented workforce that can deal with any of the challenges and opportunities that we've got coming towards us.
William, as we're about to conclude our conversation, I'd just like to ask you, what are you prioritizing to work harder on?
Our focus, and I think we're not different from any other company in South Africa, our challenge areas that have been identified as talent acquisition and then career development for that talent that we get. South Africa is a fantastic country. It's producing a whole lot of top engineers and the type of people that we look to hire. But it's quite competitive. I don't think that we along with all sorts of other agencies, are really global in the way that we can identify talent. And then, of course, having got the talent, how do we grow people? How do we develop their careers? An interesting thing which came out from the assessment was around employee well-being. We thought we were doing very well, especially in a COVID environment, but it seems that we've got some areas of improvement, focus areas there. And the last bit that we got advice in terms of where we should be looking is in terms of digital human resources, which is a fascinating concept, again, especially in this COVID environment. How do we enhance our workability as an organization and our work functioning as an organization with more enhanced digital capabilities? It's an area I don't know a huge amount about. I'm going to learn a lot. When we talk in a year's time, I want us to be talking about digital HR and how we've improved our game there.
William, thank you so much. This brings us to the end of our conversation. Thank you to my guest, William Dachs, CEO, Gautrain, and to all of you, it's goodbye for now.